I saw two things. The first one was earlier. I saw an area of like a picturesque grassy area, and I saw a book come up out of the ground, almost like it was a plant, with the with the spine at the bottom. So it came up and then it opened and it came out of what looked to be a very fertile soil, and it pushed up and opened out onto the area. And that's all I saw for that. And then the second,
That's for him.
that was before we were praying for
Okay.
Tim.
Okay.
And then when we were praying for Tim, I saw the environment seemed similar. It was a kind of a very picturesque grassy hill, and on the hilltop was a very large tree that was the impression I got was it was an oak tree, but I don't actually know what an oak tree looks like. Like it was a very picturesque tree that had a big trunk that went up, and then from with no branches, and then from the trunk was a very full kind of almost circular leafy area.
Yeah.
But the strange part about the tree was that it was, again in my mind, it was like an oak tree, but there was fruit on the tree. In most fruit trees, at least that I'm aware of, I don't know much about plants, but my impression of fruit trees is that they're typically much smaller than this tree that I was seeing. If you think of an orchard with various trees, they're usually cut down.
Yeah.
But this was a huge tree, and it was full of fruit.
Good fruit.
Good fruit. It was not specific. I don't know what kind of fruit specifically, but it was good fruit, and it was, the thing that strikes me about that is, we have 2 apple trees in our yard, and they're small, and they produce way more fruit than we can even handle. Like we were giving away fruit all summer because we couldn't eat it.
Yeah.
And these are small trees.
Yeah.
And to think of a tree that produces
That's good apple tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good apple.
a tree that's many times larger.
Yeah.
That's the
producing
prophetic
fruit.
picture of what a mature son is in the Lord.
Exactly.
An oak of righteousness that produces and that provides shade and shelter and home and fruit.
Yeah.
That's the
That's affirmation.
fulfillment of the life of God within
There you go.
is able to produce that.
There you go. Look at the young generation before you, Tim. What a joy. So.
I had just seen one thing. It was before we had prayed for Grandpa. But I'd seen very vivid image of a planet, specifically like Saturn, with the planet with its rings.
Yeah.
But I was given a much clearer image of what the substance of these rings were around the planet, and interestingly, it was all composed completely of books and texts, completely. These rings were. And I think it was interesting that Ben had seen in his first vision that book from the ground. So that was what I'd seen.
Were they open or were they closed?
Well, if you think about it, being in a place like outer space,
They were all just kind of.
yeah, they were, like they had been
Take a
put
shape.
there previously.
That's
or something.
strange. That's strange. I think that's from the glory of the heavenly body and mind, the wisdom of the Lord, that's the word of the Lord.
I think it says too that in Ecclesiastes and Proverbs also that wisdom is like a crown of glory.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, not that wisdom is all in books per
Yeah.
se, but the
Symbolic. Yeah.
Representation.
Yeah.